Hello all, myself Dr. Mukesh Kumar from Punjab University Chandigarh. Today we'll be discussing Cohen's self-organizing map under the subject soft computing. So till now we have completed what exactly is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, what is reinforcement learning. Further we discussed and the 5 learning rules available. First one is error correction based learning rule, second one is memory based learning rule, third one is Hebbian based learning rule, fourth one is competitive learning rule, fifth one is Boltzmann learning rule. So today's topic, that is Cohen's self organizing maps, falls under unsupervised kind of learning. Unsupervised learning, it follows the competitive learning rule and also follows the Hebbian rule for weight updation. Weight updations. For weight updations. Actually, the self-organizing maps are used for dimensionality reduction. It can also be used as feature selection mechanism. The overall architecture of the Cohen's self-organizing maps can be seen as a combination of two layers. The first layer is presynaptic layer, that is, this one is your presynaptic layer. The next one is your postsynaptic layer. Means it contains the output neurons. It contains some grid formation within the output layer, and this presynaptic layer contains the input vectors. These are input vectors or presynaptic layer. This is your output layer or postsynaptic layer. The each neuron in the postsynaptic and or postsynaptic or the output layer is connected with each neuron in your input layer or presynaptic layer, like this. Means each neuron in the input layer is connected to the every single neuron in the output layer. So these are called the synaptic weights. These are the synaptic weights, or you can say bundle of synaptic connection. Bundle of synaptic connections. Another way of looking at the architecture of Cohen's self-organizing map is that this is your postsynaptic or output layer, this is a input layer. Now each neuron within this input layer is connected to each neuron in the output or the post synaptic layer. Now these two architectures must have made your understanding clear. Means what kind of connections are there in the Cohen's self-organizing map. It can be considered as vector coding algorithm. Means Cohen's self-organizing maps can also be considered as vector coding algorithms. Means to say, that it optimally places a fixed number of vectors into a higher dimensional input space. Means suppose this is n dimensional input space, then all the vectors of this input space will be placed in a fixed dimensional space, or you can say m dimensional space, where m is less than n. In most of the cases, or in most of the applications, this m is treated as 2, or 2 dimensions are more than enough to place n number of n dimensional vectors contained within n space model. There are 3 steps in Cohen's self-organizing map based neural networks, or you can say there are 3 essential processes which are essential processes or steps of Cohen's self-organizing maps. The first one is your competition. Second one is your cooperation, and third one is your learning or weights adaptations. So the competition is the process in which the output layer neurons compete for the input pattern. Means they all will compete to claim that the input pattern belongs to me, belongs to him, belongs to me, and there will be only one single winner. Now the winner is going to strengthen its weights, it's going to strengthen itself. So in the next step we are going to discuss each of these steps in details. So the first step, that is your competition. So the overall competitive process or the competition process can be understood as, suppose let the input is m dimensional input is there. Means to say, if we have the output layer and the input layer, then each input vector contains m features, and this vector is denoted by x1, x2 up to xm, and its transpose. And your output layer or the post synaptic layer is L dimensional, where the weights for this jth neuron, how many weights it will going to have? Total m number of weights. These m weights can be denoted as weight vector for jth neuron will be equal to w of j1, w of j2 up to w of j and m, and its transpose. Means to say that suppose this is neuron number 1 or feature number 1, this is feature number 2, this is feature number 3 and 4, and let it be your weight your neuron J, then this weight will be W of J1, this weight will be W of J2 and up to W of Jm. So these are going to be your weight vectors. So the weight vector is, so here the input was of m dimension and the output was of L dimensions. The J in this case varies from 1 to L. Now comes to the actual competition that is going to take place. We know about vector x, the input vector, and we know about the weight vector W of J. Now for each neuron, means for J equal to 1 to L, we have to compute W of J transpose dot product with x, means we'll be having an input vector x. For that input vector we are going to compute its dot product with the weights which are there for neuron J. Then again these are to be calculated for this neuron, this neuron, this neuron, this neuron, each and every neuron that is present in output layer. We have to compute Wj dot product x, or you can say that we need to find the most similar weighted neuron out of these n neurons or L neurons present in the output layer. So I'll compute this Wj transpose multiplied by our dot product x, and then our main purpose is to minimize our main aim is to minimize the dissimilarity, the function or the neuron having minimally dissimilar from the input vector will be the winner. So overall what we are going to do, we will take some vector x, apply or activate the input layer, and then output at each neuron is calculated using this formula, and one that is having the maximum value will be declared as the winner. Now this winner is expected to strengthen its weights. Along with this, it will strengthen its neighbors also, and the process is called cooperation, which is going to be studied next to this. So will minimize. Now let us take an example. Suppose our input vector contains 3 features only, and the values for those features is 0.1, 0.3 and 0.4. Now for this kind of the Cohen self-organizing map, the output layer, let it contain 10 neurons. Output layer, there are 10 neurons. Then each neuron will be connected by 3 weights. Let it be the jth neuron in the output layer. First one for x will be going to 0.1, then 0.3, then third one is 0.4. So they are going to reach to the jth neuron, and its weights are going to be W of J1, W of J2, W of J3. Let these weights, or you can say the weight vector for jth neuron was 0.2, 0.5 and 0.6. This is the input vector, this is the weight vector for jth neuron. Then according to this formula, Then according to this, we'll find x minus w of g implies 0.1 minus 0.2 its mode plus 0.3 minus 0.5 its mode value plus 0.4 minus 0.6 its mode value. So it will be equal to 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.2 will be equal to 0.5, 0.5 it will be. So its dissimilarity measure is 0.5. In the same way, we were having 10 neurons in the output layer and the input layer was containing only 3. Each of the input feature was connected to each output neuron. So we calculated it for jth neuron, that was equal to 0.5. Suppose for this one it is, this value is 0.4, for this one it is 0.2, for this one it is 0.6, and so on. For all of them we calculated the minimum dissimilarity measure, or in other way we are going to target the maximum similarity based neuron from the output layer. So one having the minimal dissimilarity will be the having the maximum similarity. So out of these 10, suppose the minimum dissimilarity was achieved to be equal to 0.1 and was given by this neuron. So it will going to be declared as the winner, and hence it will be strengthening its weights. And in this way